Hi, I'm Max.
And I'm Skylar.
Recently, we decided to start watching Bob's Burgers to see what it was all about.
And it didn't take us long to become completely obsessed with the show.
But one of the things we love the most about the show is the brilliant end credit sequences.
Which is why we created this podcast.
Each week, we're going episode by episode to talk about the elaborate end credits.
We're excited to have you join us right here on Bob's Credits.
We'll make sure the Bob's Burgers end credits get the credit they're due.
All right!
But as long as you love me so, let it chip, chipperoo.
I love a holiday theme. We still have how many months until Christmas right now?
So many months. We're so far from Christmas, but Bob's Burgers has crammed in the holiday episodes back to back to back, which we've discussed in previous episodes and we'll discuss again in this episode.
It's glorious.
So yeah, we've jumped from Halloween immediately to Thanksgiving, and now we're in Christmas.
I love it. I can't wait to talk about this episode.
Yeah, I'm singing Christmas chipperoos and all sorts of stuff.
I got to tell you, I have a bunch of really fun facts.
Oh, those are my favorite kind of fun facts.
So do we have any business to
We
go
do.
over?
We have just a couple new Patreon subscribers that we have
Exciting.
to say thank you to and burger pun their names.
Let's do it.
First up is Cricket Kimura. Cricket, thank you so much. You will be known moving forward as the Fish Stick It Burger.
I love that. I love that.
Now, do you think that's fish sticks on top of a burger, or it's like a fish stick burger?
I think it's a fish stick burger, but like really fancy, like some panko crusted, really great fish, maybe like sriracha aioli.
Oh, yummy.
Yeah.
Okay, I like it. We also have to thank Yadira, who, moving forward, Yadira, you will be known as the Jambalaya Yadira Burger.
I mean, you know how I feel about that. I love jambalaya.
And any way you can work it into burger would be so fun for me.
Y'all, thank you so much. We are thrilled to have you.
It's so exciting to watch this community over on Patreon grow. If you'd like to join us, patreon.com/bobscredits.
See you over there.
That's all the business I have to discuss. Do you have anything else you want to discuss before we get in this episode?
I have one not business thing. I have a Lauren Bouchard thing.
Oh, okay. Let's go into some, just like a fact about him, a story, a tale.
I wish I had a great
Tale.
unique tale about Lauren Bouchard. So in our DMs on our Patreon and over here, we've been discussing a little bit how like the time never moves forward in Bob's Burgers.
Mm-hmm.
And I found a really fun quote from Lauren about what it's like to write for a show like that.
I'd love to hear that.
He said, "There's this game you play when you do a show like this, where you want to go nowhere and do nothing new. That sounds terrible on some level, but in this funny way, you have to be careful not to evolve your world so much that you accidentally move forward in time. We don't want our characters to age. Every once in a while, we'll do something like Tina's 13th birthday in season 1, but we have to be really careful. We have to make really fun things happen, but nothing actually changes." So that was kind of that was in response. An interview asked him, like, what are the big arcs? Like, what happens? How does the plot move forward in season 6? So that was his response. I find it really interesting because so much of writing, especially in dramas for TV, it's all about how do we get this world to change? Like, think about Breaking Bad. Like, it's all about like, who is Walter White at the beginning and how far can we change him? So I never thought about it as like, how do you create fun plot, but you cannot move this time or world forward?
They have nailed it. And how do you move fun plot and have continuity, which we rave about in every episode of Bob's, without these characters aging or without like life moving forward at the same time? They found the sweet spot.
Totally.
And basically we're saying keep Bob's on forever.
Forever.
Don't
I'd be
stop.
okay with that. Would you? I have read, there's one article in particular that I'm thinking about, and it was they were a huge fan. They are a huge fan of the show, but I think the title is "It's Time to Put a Fork in Bob's." They think that they have overstayed their welcome. What are your feelings about that?
It's tough because, again, animation, your characters don't age, so you can do it forever and ever. And, That happened with The Simpsons. I know there's people that still watch The Simpsons that probably watched it from day one that are still around. But a lot of us, go off and kind of moved on. But that's still going. I also have to say that I think it's no character growth, even though, like not entirely, is what can keep shows on endlessly. Does that make sense? Because it's like once you said Walter White can only go to a certain place.
Yep.
And then it's like, that's the end.
Yeah, there's a reason why they can keep going longer.
Yeah, and animated shows really have that opportunity.
Yeah.
But you know what? You know who has it that could just keep going because there's no character growth is Always Sunny. That's why they've been on for so long. Yes.
And it does.
Because the characters don't grow. Maybe they get worse. Like they're more awful, but they don't, there's no lessons learned. They're not growing. They're not changing.
Yeah, you told me that the other day, that thought, and it blew my mind. I was like, that's why, because there is nothing worse than a character having like too much catharsis. Like the most interesting characters are the flawed characters, are the characters that have lessons to learn. And in a drama, there's a point when you're like, this character isn't interesting anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So interesting. And that's why, Bob, actually, we'll talk about this next week, but Bob can still be annoyed at Teddy and not have growth in his business financially. And anyway, I thought that was like a little fun tidbit for you.
This is a very intellectual conversation we're having. And as two hosts of a podcast, it's great. Biscuit is like listed as a host of this podcast, and he was licking his crotch the entire time we were having that conversation pretty much. So thanks for the input, Biscuit.
I feel like I need a Gene fart sound to make everything go back to Bob's world.
You can make one with your mouth. There you go. Perfect. Should we get some Bob pun or Max pun going here?
Let's do it. And I will be upset with you if they're not Christmas themed or holiday themed.
Of course they're Christmas themed.
Love you.
It makes my life easier too when they're themed, I want to say. Your first pun is the Santa Claus is cumin to town burger.
Bob's.
Yes.
I think I've seen that one.
Yes, and I might have done that one on our last Christmas episode or the one before that.
There's only so many Christmas.
Your next pun is the 5th day of Christmas burger comes with 5 golden rings of onion.
Yum. Max.
Bob.
Oh.
Your next pun is a holly collie Christmas comes with grilled cauliflower.
Ooh. Max.
Yes. And your final pun is the Feliz Navidad burger.
Max.
Yes.
That sounds good.
It does.
I love a fish burger.
Yeah.
Or a fish sandwich.
Go with that fish stick-it burger. Should we get into this episode?
So much to talk about.
I'm so excited to.
I love these holiday episodes. I'm so ready.
Skylar, can we have the title and synopsis for Season 6, Episode 5, please?
The title is Nice-Capades. When Louise and her sibs are rude to a mall Santa, she realizes she's going to end up on the naughty list. In order to secure her presence under the tree, the family produces a show where the kids will sing about how nice they are to the mall Santa. Mr. Fischoeder secures the ring for them, as long as he can perform a song with an ice skating Felix. Oh yeah, Teddy's there too.
This episode came out on November 15th, 2015. It was written by Dan Feibel and directed by Chris Song. November 15th. Way before Christmas, as we talked about.
Now, is this the first time that the 3 holiday episodes are back-to-back? I believe so.
I think so, and we've said in the past that this has to do with the Fox
freaking
NFL schedule. It bumped a lot of like Bob stuff around.
Yeah, they don't want it to air.
Yeah, the holiday episodes get priority because otherwise they get bumped to the beginning of the year and all the holidays are over and stuff, so it's either too early or afterwards. Yeah, it's not as fun.
Yep. This has been such a fun run for us. Like even recording the podcast, I'm just like, we get to do this episode.
Yeah, well, like binge viewing it, it's great. Like I love watching Thanksgiving or Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas episodes back to back. It's so fun.
It's wonderful.
But tell me about this particular episode, Skylar. Do you enjoy it? What do you enjoy? What about it?
I think this is like a nice cheese.
Mm-hmm.
The longer it sits, the more times you look at it. the more I like it. Was this my favorite Christmas episode the first time I watched it? No, but every time we watch it, I like it more and more and more. And particularly one of the reasons why I love it so much, which is Mr. Fischoeder.
And Felix.
Yeah,
I mean, we're going to spend a lot of time on them because, spoiler alert, Mr. Fischoeder is our end credits star. This is one of my favorite Fischoeder episodes.
By far. Pause.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how Mr. Fischoeder lost his eye?
I don't. Are we supposed to know?
Yes. I forget what episode it's in, but they tell us how. And it really changes my opinion on the Fischoeder-Felix dynamic.
There's an actual reason. It's not a guess. Okay, tell me.
Felix poked his brother's eye out.
Oh my God.
Excuse you.
What point in their life? Do we know?
I'm going to guess. I'll have to find the clip maybe for next week to play, but I'm going to guess when they were kids.
Interesting. That's so dark.
It's so dark, and we kind of see Mr. Fischoeder as this looming, powerful man, and Felix is this little silly man. But I'm wondering if Mr. Fischoeder is misunderstood and Felix is somehow this maniacal character.
I see Mr. Fischoeder as kind of clueless.
Really?
Yes. He doesn't realize what a awful human being he is. He's just, I mean, I think it's a good commentary on a lot of really wealthy people.
Oblivious.
Yeah. He's just driven by money because it's what he knows and what he's had his entire life. But I don't think he's bad.
I get what you're saying. He is clueless. One of my favorite lines in this episode is he oh, have you never been given a gift before, Bob?
You don't know how to accept a gift. You've never been given a gift.
Yeah.
Poor people don't get gifts. I think it would be funny if he told different stories about how he lost his eye, like the way the Joker in Dark Knight tells different stories about how he got his scars.
What would you write as one of them?
How he lost his eye?
Yeah.
He was going for a piece of food on the floor at the same time as his Rottweiler, and they collided.
He has a Rottweiler?
Well, growing up as a kid.
Oh, I thought I had missed a Rottweiler on the show.
A very fancy Rottweiler.
And
it popped out.
It popped out.
Or maybe he's like the pirate in Pirates of the Caribbean with the eye that keeps popping out.
I think he traded his eye for one night. I don't know.
Yours was definitely going to be more interesting than mine. Mine was a little dark too.
I'm seeing ships. He traded it for one night.
Maybe he just wanted to be a pirate as a kid.
Yeah, maybe.
Popped it out.
There you go.
That might explain the cape too. I don't know.
Fancy cape.
Yeah.
Fancy pirate. All right. Let's dive back into this episode. What are your overall thoughts about it?
I love it. I don't remember where we ranked it when we did Christmas episodes over on Patreon, but if you want to listen to the episode, patreon.com/BobsCredits, find out where we ranked it. Yeah, it's one of these ones that it grows on me each time we watch it. And again, this, I don't want to go back to the Fischoeders, but the Fischoeder song has become one of my favorite songs in the series. And
I'm sorry, Felix's ice skating is wonderful.
It's just phenomenal. But let's talk about the family and the Nice-Capades. And I love Henry Winkler as Santa in this, or as the mall Santa, because Henry Winkler is the sweetest old man in the world. And he's the perfect voice for this guy to make the kids feel guilty and concerned about not being good. And yeah, what do you think about that whole scenario?
I think plot-wise, it's not plot I'm trying to say. It's also not hook. But the concept of this episode, I love. I think it's perfect for the Belcher kids. You get, one of my favorite scenes is Louise bribing with milk and cookies. I think it's a phenomenal scene. Louise gets to be her most Louisiest. And it's perfect because Tina's conscience gets really loud. And you get a show. Do I love the ice skating nuggets? Do I love Teddy on his back as a crab? Yes. hysterical to me.
Going back to the Halloween episode, I just want to say that I love how game Teddy is to like put on any costume and take part in any of the antics. He's just ready to go. And he's the one who brings all the other ice skaters, quote unquote.
His hockey league, his Jewish hockey league.
Yeah, the Mighty Schmucks. He's just great. He just loves his family so much, and he'll do anything for them, and he loves being included.
I just realized that this is probably the best Christmas Eve Teddy has ever had.
Oh, you're right.
That just made me really sad.
Yeah.
He has to play on a hockey team. I think you'd probably kill me, but I think Teddy should be invited over for Christmas Eve every year.
For our Christmas Eve?
Not our Christmas Eve, for Bob and Linda's. If you were Bob and I was Linda, you would kill me.
Oh, yeah, Bob. That's the problem with Bob. Bob needs to get over that. And
do you need to get over that? Probably,
and that's why Bob and I are similar.
I love Bob. I love Linda being excited about making the costumes. I love a mall. Oh, can we just talk about being in a mall?
Oh, just in general?
Just in general. Does it not just nostalgia center to you? And the ice rink and the Christmas decorations at the ice rink. I love it all.
It's true. The mall is not what it used to be, if you ask me. There was this era.
No.
There was this era where it was everything.
It's what you did. I think my first date ever, we walked around the mall.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. And as kids hung around there, and like I remember going with my family. It was like a big family thing to go to the mall, and you have your favorite like places at the food court, and you all have the stores you like to go into. It's just not the same.
It's not. Oh my gosh. Bath and Body Works.
Oh, yes.
Cucumber melon. Loved it.
Wow. Okay. So they do a great job of the mall in this, and every store has a pun name. You could spend hours and hours pausing this episode to read all the different store puns.
I actually do have two fun facts about this topic.
Oh, bring them out.
Do you know what the Sharper Image-esque store is called?
No. Hit me with it.
So just to remind everyone, this is the store that the Santa's in the massage chair and Louise tries to kick out this man. So it's called Unnecessaries.
Oh my God.
Which is so good.
Perfect.
And what is with Sharper Images in malls? What is that?
That was a time too. The Sharper Image was a ridiculous store. I think it's still a catalog store.
Oh, really?
Yeah, or like a website. I think it's still around. I don't know, but it's.
And Brookstone.
You could get everything from like a white noise machine to like a giant replica of one of the aliens from the Aliens movies.
What? You could?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's such a weird store.
Sharper Image. What does that even mean? Like your image will be cooler if you have more of these metal things in your house?
Yeah, it was definitely like a very like late 80s, early 90s vibe in there.
But I feel like there was some stuff that you really did need there.
There were
vacuums.
It's very cool stuff, or like fun stuff, and some of the things were practical and some of the things were just absolutely ridiculous.
And that's the joke here, unnecessary. Yeah. So I thought, I know the massage chairs were crazy. I feel like they probably did like the robo vacuums before anyone, crazy alarm clocks, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Brookstones are kind of like calmed down version of Sharper Image now, and those are still around.
Got it. Wow, you know your stuff.
Oh, I lived in a mall.
I know, but you know current facts about Sharper Image.
No, I don't know. I don't know if Sharper Image is around. If they are, hey, if you want us to sponsor a Sharper Image, get your name back out there. Come talk to us. We'll do it. I'll do it for a replica of Legolas from Lord of the Rings.
No. Okay. And then another fun store fact, because there are so many pun stores and we can't go through them all. The Accurate Calendar store that Bob has to go into to buy the Santa's Christmas present for his nephew. That shop did appear in the Bad Tina episode, but it was in a different location.
Oh, in the mall?
It was in a different location in the mall.
Wow, that's some like die-hard detective research to find out what this mall's layout is.
I know. That is from the internet. That is not from my detective work. And I was going to say that's bad continuity, but the store could move. Mall stores, that Auntie Anne's, That moved all the time.
Malls have laws of their own. It's just like you can shuffle things
Wild
around
West.
and yeah.
Yeah.
What other fun facts do you have for us over there?
Are you ready to do you want to talk about the episode at all? Do you think it's funny? How does it make you feel?
I think it's very funny. I think Jean has some hilarious lines. I love how it all wraps up, and I love what they finally say that we've been saying this whole time to Louise about being a good person. Like, you are a good person. You just kind of like lose your way a little bit sometimes. And they point out all the like nice things she's done. It's typical Louise. It's Louise. She's trying to save her ass. So she's pulling all these tricks, and she realizes that she's feeling pretty guilty about what she's doing, and she has to call herself out on it. Her conscience always pops in.
Yep. And I think it's more interesting than her being like, oh, I need to do the right thing. She really looks at herself and she kind of has this existential question like, actually, am I a bad person? And you see the shame of what it means to not be Miss like goody two shoes, you know? And she's like, oh, am I a bad person? And I love her parents clearing that up for her because she is a good person. She would defend Tina. She would defend Jean, even her dad, if she had to, you know? Mm-hmm. So she gets a goldfish at the end of this episode, which is a very funny ending. Oh, also her belief that Santa is still real, hysterical.
So cute. I mean, yeah, that sums up where we talk about her age.
Yes.
Like where we realize that she's still just a little girl.
Yeah.
And this is perfect because she knows that's not Santa.
Yes.
But she doesn't know that there's not Santa.
Exactly. That's so good. And
it's kind of like Kevin McAllister and when he goes to talk to the Santa.
Oh, I love that. They're around the same age, right?
Yeah, she's a little bit younger.
So. Oh, well, she's 9, he's 10?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
And I just love how she talks to Bob about the whole Santa thing. Like, you don't know anything, Dad. Okay. So she gets a goldfish at the end of this episode. And I remember us discussing it the first time we saw this episode. We were like, what happens to the goldfish? And it has been confirmed. This goldfish is not shown in any other episode. So I don't know. Do you have any theories on what happened to the goldfish?
Yeah, I think what happened to the goldfish is what happens to every goldfish a kid gets. And that's a long trip down the toilet. See ya.
I would watch an episode about like death on Bob's Burgers, like using a pet dying as a metaphor for death. I would find it very interesting how Louise would interpret that.
Oh, not a dog though. She loves puppies so much.
No,
I don't want to see her go through that pain.
Did you know that there's a website called Does the Dog Die or something like that?
Yeah, it obviously it tells you if dogs die in certain movies and TV shows, but it also tells you like other stuff to like look out for that might trigger you. It's great.
I love it.
Great idea.
So let me head into some fun facts if we're done talking about the episode as a whole.
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. I think Teddy is the cherry on top of this episode. There's so much going on and he isn't central at all, but he's hysterical and very present in the episode to me. When he pretends to be regular size Rudy and Jean's Taco Tuesday song is hysterical. Speaking of which, he is wearing his same outfit from the turkey trot, except he doesn't have his compression socks on.
Love it. Continuity.
So another fun fact is that Jean doesn't have his normal red hoodie on. It's blue, which I thought was an interesting fun fact. And then I realized it's not an interesting fun fact because it's just his outerwear. Because all the girls are wearing their winter jacket. So it's not replacing his red hoodie. It's just his winter apparel look.
Got it. What a little fashionista.
Oh, he's just the best. I love his Taco Tuesday song. We might even need to play a little bit of it later.
It's so good. And how many times did you call out to me that I'm Gene in this episode? Like, he likes burnt chicken nuggets. And what was the other thing that he said at the beginning of the episode?
He was like, I'll eat your extra scrambled eggs. And he goes, whoops, I already did it.
Oh, yeah, that's me.
That's so you.
Yeah.
I think we've explained how I had to tell you to
ask
ask
before I take your food.
Yeah. All right. I have saved the best for last because we are going to talk about it.
Okay.
If you do not know, 3 major points about the star song of this episode. 1, the Spirits of Christmas. There's a lot of people that worked on it, but Kevin Kline, who voices Mr. Fischoeder, actually lended a hand. And it sounds like he got so into it that he kept extending the song and like sending more lyrics to, I don't know if he was sending more lyrics or music, but Lauren Bouchard said that he kept sending extended cuts to him, which means that there is a full-length version of Oh Bourbon, and this was released December 23rd after the episode aired, and it's our favorite song in our household. It's our favorite Christmas song in the household. We're so familiar with it now because we play it all the time. It's that good. When we watched this episode and it was just half the Oh Bourbon song, I was livid. I wanted to sit and watch the whole thing. They should have done that.
It's not enough. It definitely is not enough.
It's not enough.
And I just want to say that we've talked about Kevin Kline as Mr. Fischoeder plenty of times, but he is so perfect for this role. He is so funny in this role. It's so funny that such like a well-respected, established actor has this recurring role and how much he enjoys it.
And you're right.
And you can tell he enjoys it. Yeah.
Yeah. This is a perfect example. He got so into this song that he was collaborating with them on. So if you have not watched the extended version, finish this episode and then go play it.
It's called The Spirits of Christmas.
It's called The Spirits of Christmas, and it's on their YouTube channel called Behind Bob's Burgers. Mm-hmm. So you can find that on YouTube. We'll link to it in the show notes. And if you're on Discord, we'll post the link there. We're always sending each other fun gems that we find in Discord. The next fun thing is that they also, along with this, released sheet music to Oh Bourbon.
Oh my God, yes.
And I have decided I'm going to print it out because sheet music is so elegant and beautiful. I'm going to print it out. I'm going to put it in a pretty gold frame for us, and I'm going to bring it out every Christmas.
Oh, I love that.
I know.
Yes.
And I'm so excited, but you guys will get excited too when you hear the rest of the lyrics. They're that good. In fact, should we play some of the extended cut here?
Yeah, why not? Okay. I mean, I freaking love this song.
Me too.
I do want to say that I so rarely drink, but when I do have something now, every time I do pour myself a glass of something, I'll always sing, "Oh, bourbon."
And then
no matter what I'm drinking,
singing.
it doesn't matter what is going in the cup, but I'll always sing it.
I should warn y'all that this isn't just a song that they released. It's a full animated video. There is a lot of Felix ice skating in this, and I cannot tell you how good his ice skating is. And I cannot tell you how amazing the animation of his ice skating is. I also think his outfit is just like fabulous. And the way his like the outfit blows as he's ice skating is just like gorgeous animation.
The videos, the whole video is incredible.
So we'll listen now, but go look it up.
Oh, bourbon, 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 bourbon. Oh, bourbon. Oh, 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 everybody now. Oh, bourbon.
You get the idea.
Are there not other lyrics? I thought there was other lyrics.
There's at the very beginning.
I'm sorry. I'm obsessed with this. The comedic timing of Felix skating, how into the piano and the singing, Mr. Fisher. This is amazing.
It's one of my favorite like bonuses to go like watch.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you could hear it there, but the one part where he goes like, "Oh, bourbon, bourbon, bourbon," you hear like little clicking, and it's because Felix is like tiptoeing.
Toe picking.
Yeah, with the music. It's
on his ice skates.
It's so great. And I should say, like Felix is in this episode, Zach Galifianakis as Felix is always fun, and the two of them together is always a good time. Should we head into the end credits here? I think we should. Okay. So like Skylar said, the last moment is Louise getting her goldfish.
Very funny, Santa. Ha ha! You're hilarious. I get it. You gotta be 10 to get a shark? Is that it? Okay, I can wait. Starter shark. Love it. Next year, though, I want a great white under the tree.
Did you hear that? I think I just heard him say, "No way."
Shush. Dad, you don't know anything about Santa.
Oh,
First of all, I love the piano coming in.
Does it come in before?
As Louise's little monologue about the goldfish and the shark. So tell us what happens for these end credits. What do we see? What's after the last bit of the episode?
So, as you said, we hear the piano coming in, and then we have, the white background of the credits, and we have Mr. Fischoeder sitting at his piano with a glass of bourbon on the piano in color, and we have a spotlight on him. I have a little fun fact that I was going to say for another episode, but I just realized it's perfect for here.
Let's do it.
There's a video on YouTube where the director, Tyree Dillahay, takes us kind of through the Bob's Burgers offices, and they go to, I think he's a music supervisor. No, I think he's the composer. I forget his name, but they have this shitty piano that they got off the curb sitting in the Bob's Burgers music composer's office. And they use the electric piano when they want something to sound really good, but they also have this shitty piano that they use when they want it to sound more homey. I don't know, kind of like a saloon-y sound. I don't know if that's the piano they're using here or not, but I just think it's so fun to know that depending on what kind of sound they want, they have those two options.
That's so great. I wouldn't be surprised if that's what this is.
Yeah.
Oh, bourbon, oh, bourbon, oh, bourbon, oh, bourbon. Oh,
I love the bells.
Oh, everybody now. Oh, bourbon. Oh, bourbon. Come on now. Let's hear it. Oh, bourbon. Yeah. Give me another. Yeah. Oh, bourbon. 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 Bourbon.
I just let it play through because it's so good. He doesn't do anything other than just like really get into it. It's the same shot throughout the entire end credits. And it's impossible not to be singing this song yourself when he's done.
I love it. I love the bells that come in. It feels very Christmassy. I love the play on words, like the spirits of Christmas.
Yeah. You know what you said? So earlier, in the episode, he sings the beginning part of the song. Let me just read those lyrics real quick. It's, well, the last present's delivered and the snow outside's getting thicker. So let's open that bottle of liquor. Hey, bourbon, take me home. On bourbon, on vodka, on scotch, and on gin. Take me back, let the North Pole dancing begin. It's my party, I'll be naughty, get more lit than a tree. Put that elf on a shelf, Merry Christmas to me. And then the rest of the song is just all sorts of bourbons.
It's fantastic. It's a masterpiece.
It absolutely is. I don't have any lowlights for this one.
I have no notes.
My lowlight is to myself, because the first time we watched this, I was not enough of a fan of it. Mm-hmm. I was not enough of a fan of Mr. Fischoeder. I did not appreciate him enough.
Shame on us.
Especially for what I'm going to score them. And I'm ready to get into scoring if you are.
I am too. But I just want to say we will also link to the downloadable sheet music. If you too, maybe you have someone who plays piano in your house, just plant the sheet music all throughout the house during Christmas.
Oh, and if any
or your
of you,
holiday season.
If any of you play this on piano, send us a video.
Oh my God.
I would love to
freak
hear.
out.
Just do it. I might learn to play piano just so I can play this.
I know. My mom has this grand piano, but
we'll just find one in the alley, like a saloon one. Pull it in here.
Exactly. Very Bob's. All right, let's score it. You're going first, though.
We score on a scale of 1 to 10 H's at the end of Tina's 10.
10.
10. It's so funny that Mr. Fischoeder gets the end credits to a big like family Christmas episode.
Huge family Christmas
and it's
episode.
so perfect. And it's honestly, like I've said, it's become one of my favorite songs. If not, it might even be my favorite song of the series.
I can't say that because some of the boys for now, I love you so much. It's scary. I love so much. I don't think I can say it's my favorite song.
I'll happily say, oh, bourbon. This bourbon song is better than I Love You So Much. It's scary for me.
I get it. Not to mention, this is not only your favorite song, but I think this was our Fischoeder turning point.
Yeah, this might have been what officially sold me on him.
We weren't the biggest fans of his, and now he's slowly becoming one of my favorite characters.
He's become so much more enjoyable with each rewatch.
Yep.
And
here's to the bourbon.
The song is responsible.
Mm-hmm. And just the fact that he is like, sure, I'll help you do this ridiculous thing. I'll get you the ice rink. But he wants this really childish thing of, I want to perform a saloon song.
Yeah, that's what it's like. It's kind of sweet in a way. He's like,
Yes.
oh, an opportunity for me to perform. And that's what I want from this, is to get to perform my song. And it's a good song. And he's really good playing the piano.
Do you like this song?
I might like it a little bit. I might think it's a pretty good song. I might like it enough to print out the sheet music and hang it up in our home.
Okay. I love it. But I think we should end it there.
Okay. Those are the end credits to Nice-Capades. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Go follow us on Instagram and Twitter and TikTok and anywhere else. Bob's Credits.
And fun fact, join us on Patreon because we get way more personal over there. Like, I told a really great story about Max's butt over there.
Oh, yeah. If you want Max butt stories, totally.
We're a little bit more relaxed.
Over on our Patreon episodes, yes, we do let some things
more personal
fly.
stuff.
Yeah. And you'll hear us rank these Christmas episodes too. We did a Christmas episode ranking.
Coming up, we'll have, I cannot believe we're already planning Halloween content. We're going to start planning some Christmas product, Halloween product. But of course, starting in September, we're going to have more Halloween content, more Thanksgiving content, more holiday content, all revolving around Bob's Burgers. Sign up now.
Patreon.com/Bob's Credits. And let's see, anything else you want to say before we get out of here?
Stay on the saucy.
Oh, bourbon.